Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Manage your credit well. I'm going to tell you what, credit, I don't care how much credit you got. Manage it well. Don't let it get out of control. First of all, don't get to the point where you have to live off of it. Seriously, don't that's the first thing. Don't get to the point where you have to live off credit. Always be at a point, even if you're using the credit. Ain't nothing wrong with using it, but don't get to the point where you gotta pay like major bills with your credit. Major bills, maybe some little small stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't get to the point you have to live off of it. Get to the point you can always pay for your stuff in cash. Now, you still want the credit because you need to have good credit to get a car, get a home, stuff like that. In some cases, even get a job. Okay, you still want to manage it. You want to manage it well. And it's very simple how to manage it well. One, don't let it get out of control. Two, pay it every month. Now, you want to pay just above the minimum. Now, I've heard somebody saying about paying off your credit card bills, and which I agree with. You want to start off small and take it to another level. That's the thing. So start off small, start off with a small credit card bill and then pay that down. And even then you want to have some control over it. So one of the things you want to do is pay it every month, no matter what. Now, you want to pay a little bit more than minimum because a lot of people get caught up. They'll pay the minimum and then they can't really do anything about it, See, and they get caught up because of the interest rates and everything. And especially, if you get a credit card, say you get a credit card, a lot of credit cards start off with zero interest rates for about a year and a half. Which is good. You can use that, but always pay attention to when it might kick in. So you want to use it less, but you want to manage it. You don't want a situation where it's too much for you to pay. I always had this general rule. Can I pay cash for this? Even if I use a credit card, can I pay cash for it? If you can't pay cash for it, don't use the card. It's just that simple. Because sometimes it's easier. You do want to build it up. Like one more thing you can do is get a credit card, to build your credit. Get a credit card and then you just, whatever you buy, just pay it off at the end of the month. And I got a few I have like that. Unfortunately with, having that medical emergency, that stroke, it hurt me a little bit. I had to spend a little bit extra on my credit cards. And I'm sharing that with you to understand sometimes stuff does come up. Sometimes emergencies come up. But here's the interesting thing. I haven't missed a single payment and I'm still have control over it. You want to do that because I'm going to tell you, like I said, they look at your credit for everything. Unfortunately, they look at it for even some jobs. So they want to see what you're doing. And then, it might come a time you want a major loan, like you want to buy a house or something. The main thing they're going to look at is not even so much your salary is, they're going to look at your credit. It's interesting in that regard. They're going to actually look at your credit. So you want to manage it. Now, here's the thing. Even when you're spending your money, you look at it like you're investing. And what I mean by that is, if you're going to use it, don't use it on dumb stuff. Seriously. Don't use it on, don't just buy something just to buy it. Like I said before, when I buy clothes, a lot of clothes I buy is just either for business. Like when I was doing more live shows, like self-improvement summits and seminars, I would buy something for that. Because I'm presenting in front of people. But as I've said before, when I'm just bopping around, I don't use that much money. And then one thing too, pay attention to any credit cards, because I just thought about a store credit card I had and I hadn't used it for a long time. And they're like, well, we about to close this. I was like, well. So I buy less than $100 worth of stuff from them. You know, stuff I can pay cash for. But I say I buy it and then I pay it off. Boom. But when you keep it, one of the things is keeping it paid off no matter what. No matter what. Because they looking at that on your credit thing. And then you don't want it to get out of control because they looking at that on your credit thing. Like I said, I got kind of caught up personally because of the medical emergency, co-pays and stuff like that, even with the insurance. But even that's coming down. That's coming down. So that's an important thing. So you want to do that because unfortunately, and I'm going to say unfortunately, credit means too much. Reason why I say unfortunately, because especially with AI and people, quite frankly, ain't really looking at your stuff. They ain't really looking at like, oh, wow, that's a good person and everything and they trustworthy. They bottom line. That's why you get these, you apply for credit. These credit card companies tell you something in 30 seconds. They not the ones even looking, a person ain't looking at it. It's usually like some AI or something like that. And they've had that for years. And all they looking at is your credit score. If you apply for a credit card, they're looking at your credit score, your payment history, because they just want their money back. It's things of that nature. So you want to keep that managed. But then that gives you some power. That gives you some power. Because say you want to get a car. Shoot, even a luxury car, even though I said they divide you, you might want one. You might even be in a position to get one. That's cool. But you might want a car or especially a house. That's the main thing they look at. I remember when I got a condo, me and my, well, now co-parent, but wife at the time got a condo years ago. We had to open up credit cards that we didn't really want just to show a credit history because everything was paid off. So it's like, man, ain't this something? And, you know, but it's if you use it right, you always have access to stuff. If you use it right, because then you might need your credit if you want to get like a property, like you want to get an income producing asset, you might need your credit for that. Indeed, some people, they'll use their credit cards to start their businesses. You know, I talked the other week about using your own money to start a business, which is still important. It's very important. You know, so it's so much that you can get with credit, so much you want to use with your credit. You want to make sure you have that under control. See, because I'm going to tell you what, and I've been there before, I have no problem saying it. I've been there where the credit was jacked up. I remember I had to get an apartment and I thought I had some, but they looked at my credit. They're like, oh no. Thankfully, the next apartment complex, they were just like, and I know why now, but they let me get in on somebody else's lease and stuff because they wanted to keep people in there. I don't know if I would have made it in there otherwise. But, you know, you want to get an apartment, you want to buy a house, something like that. Basics, you need to get a car. Basics, people are looking at that stuff. And then you might need to get a loan. You know, even though I said it's best to build money on your own, you know, have your own like income and everything to get started in a business, you know, off your own money, man, you might have the type of business you need to hit the bank up or you need to get some type of loan. What they're going to look at? Your credit. So very important, very important. So anyway, manage your credit well. So y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.